Hi, everyone. I'm your host, Patty Giarrusso, and this is Let's Talk Pets on Society Bites Radio. Today's guest, I welcome Robert SHULA from Furtrieve. And Furtrieve is a GPS tracker for your pets. So we all know that dogs love to escape when we least need them to do that, which is not always a good thing. And Furtrieve is a new cellular tracking device that uses communication technology so that pet owners can not only locate their pets, but they can use two-way calling to talk with either their pets when they're found or with the human who has found them. Robert's the Chief Development Officer for the company, and he's here today to tell us about this product and how it works and why it's such an essential thing to have, especially if you have an escape artist. So welcome to the show, Robert.
Thank you so much, Patty. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, so why don't you tell us about Furtrieve? I don't know if I'm enunciating it correctly or what, but
No.
it's a cool name based on retrieve instead, Furtrieve. So why don't you tell us a little bit about it and how you became involved with it?
Well, our founder is a former police officer, a gentleman named Jarrett Headland, and he actually came up with the idea when a canine unit, he was a 19-year veteran of the police department in Indiana, a canine unit was injured in the line of duty, and for 12 hours, the entire team of police officers could not find the dog because, as a natural instinct, pets, dogs will run and hide to protect their safety. And so for 12 hours, they couldn't find this canine police unit. And he was luckily saved. They finally found him in the back of a shed. But it made our founder think about it for a minute. And he said, he should have a geo-tracking device. It's so simple to follow your pet. And this person, or this dog has dedicated its life to police enforcement and is part of the team. And so the entire Indianapolis Metro Police Department jumped on board, and Furtrieve was created based on that and then adopted in different ways for home pets, cats, and dogs alike.
That's neat. That's
yeah.
So I come from a police family, and so I'd like that.
Yeah. Well, the canine unit is not really even a dog anymore. It's just a police officer. So, being able to track that part was the foundation of the company. And then obviously the applications of the same device make sense across a broad spectrum for pets, really for anything. And we keep moving forward. We keep designing different aspects of it based on pet owners who are using our product and the police department together, because the unit should work the same for both consumers. There's no reason to not have extra features for the police that the individual doesn't have. Why not be the ultimate tracking device if you can? So, yeah.
So what is the two-way calling thing? That was pretty neat. So why don't you just give us a brief little rundown on how it all works? Like if I was to, why would I want to get one? Besides, I know why I want to get one.
Yeah, sure. Obviously, there are other products on the market that do great tracking and very strong products. We base ours on a cellular service because it's more reliable than just Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. As you can imagine, you're in the middle of nowhere, you're in a forest. More than likely, the best reception you're going to get is cellular. So we base ours, we have a contract with T-Mobile, $10 a month. You can pay up front for a year, or we can structure the payment however you'd like. And the device itself is $89.95. And then there are add-ons like protective casing if your dog's a real climber or adventurer. But you take all of this package, and basically it's under $200 a year, and you can go out the door with your dog or your dog walker and always know that your dog is being tracked via your phone and then your phone is sort of the base hub. And should your dog break a set barrier that you can implement yourself, 200 yards up to a couple miles, whatever you want to set, depending on your dog's characteristics. If that dog breaks that barrier, then you are alerted as the owner, and you have the option of implementing a multi-group text alert up to 10 people, and you can say, help, Otis is missing, and then those people will immediately get a link to a Google map that will pull up the dog's current location within a 30-second update radius. So every 30 seconds, they're tracking Otis, which is our main feature that sort of supersedes the other products on the market.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I get asked every single week, what would I recommend? Because, that's what I do. I run a nonprofit for lost pets. And so people are always looking to me to tell them what to do. And I just don't know all the time what to tell them. And I keep looking at these products. And so I am familiar with the other ones, but this one is really, to me, pretty interesting because of the cellular capability. And I don't think $10 a month is bad at all. I mean, the initial investment isn't bad, and then the $10 a month is not bad either.
Well, if you think about it, $200 a year, you're looking at, the monthly cost is like basically, $15 or whatever. Anyway, it's totally affordable, and the other products cost more at the front end.
Yeah.
And then eventually they're going to need service. The batteries, as we all know, batteries these days are great. However, they don't last forever. Ours tend to last a 5-day full charge, and then you have to recharge it. As anything, it's not solar powered, and it's on a dog, or a cat, so it's hard to do anything but plug it in and charge it. But our charges usually last about 2 hours for charging time, and then 5 days for utilization. So really, the full implementation of the product is super easy, user friendly, and it's strong. We're working on water resistance, but you mentioned the two-way communication, which is unique to our product. You can actually call the collar. So in a situation where you're tracking the dog, friends are helping, you can implement sort of an open communication line, almost like a speakerphone on your dog's neck. And if someone does find the dog, you can communicate with that person two-way. So you can say, hey, he's very nice, or whatever your chosen communication is, and you say, I'm on my way, or my friend is going to pick her up, instead of ending up at a shelter, which is what the majority of lost dogs end up at, and cats as well. So
yeah, so this question just popped into my head while you were talking about the communication. Now, you wouldn't really, does it hear? Can you listen to it or only speak out of it? So you would know what they were saying to you, or does it just allow you to speak like a walkie, you can speak back and forth?
It's just like
okay, cool.
It's a two-way communication. So the minute you call it, it takes about 10 seconds, and then lights change on the device, which, is really just for programming purposes, but it immediately opens up an open line of communication to you and the caller. So you are speaking through, in fact, the other day we were at a dog show for working units, working dogs, for disabled varieties of disabilities. And anyway, they were really intrigued because they had the opportunity to speak with their dog, which I don't know if you had the chance in that situation, but sometimes my dog is traveling with my wife or whatever it is, and I can actually call the caller and have her sit because she listens to me sometimes a little bit better than other people.
That's funny.
And that's the idea behind the device. But then the other person or, whomever is there can communicate back and say, hey, my name's John. Your dog was in the woods and
Mm-hmm.
came out to my dog, or, was walking down the trail and I felt better than just walking into the nearest emergency vet clinic or humane society or shelter,
Mm-hmm.
whatever it may be. You can actually say, hey, I'll come pick it up at your house. She's really, Sadie is wonderful. And
Mm-hmm. That's kind of,
feel free to take her home.
honestly, you could probably freak somebody totally out with that. All of a sudden it sounds
You
like the dog,
absolutely should.
all of a sudden it sounds like the dog's talking to them.
Like,
But that's really
hello.
cool. I
Thank
know.
you for
Hi, my
stopping
name
me.
is. Please take me
I
home.
know. It's really loud too. It's kind of fantastic.
Mhm.
So yeah, we have a lot of fun with that in the office, but that's one of our sort of differentiators between the
Yeah.
other products.
I
And we're coming
really,
up with other health tracking and other things too. So it's really a startup. It's a year old. It's very exciting. And sky's the limit, I guess, on our developmental potential for technology. It's really up and coming, I guess.
yeah, it
So
sounds that way. And I've always been reluctant, to be honest with you, about the GPS trackers, mainly because of the battery charging time, because they didn't always have I don't know. The length of how far the dog could travel wasn't good, that it could pick it up or something. There was always something that just didn't sit right with me. But this one seems to have pretty much everything that I'm always looking for something that I can recommend. And I honestly think I'm going to get one of these. I've got 4 dogs, but they're all little dogs. And I'm going to give it a try because little Carly is my escape artist, and I would like to. I mean, she listens once we tell her to stop, she'll stop, but if you open the door out, she goes. And I would like to see if, how it works on her and be able to recommend something like this because, I mean, I I imagine one of the places that you could reach out to would be like the pet sitters association there. They have a nice big group, and pet sitters might be good ones to recommend your product to their clients too, because
yeah, well, that's a
sadly we
great
have a
point.
lot of lost pets that are being set, and I always like to clear this up, not by the professional pet sitters, but by, Aunt Sue and, just people that aren't really
Yeah,
professionals, that they tend to lose their
yeah.
pets a lot. So,
My
that,
my poor mom, when Lily runs, she can't hold her, and I don't expect her to. And so I have one on my Lily because she's strong and fast and can get far very quickly.
yeah,
And I trust it because it's like having a cell phone. If your pet is your kid, you know,
yeah,
it no matter what, even if you have kids or you don't have kids, that's your kid. And if they disappear, it's frightening.
mm-hmm,
Um, in the microchip, the average return on microchips is extremely low in the United States. It's actually higher in other places like Israel. They have a connected network that works together to find pets, and they're looking at our device because over there they are better at it than we are.
yeah,
Most pets end up gone, and
yeah,
when they run, and I have a runner myself, and that's one of the reasons I was interested in joining this company to help promote, safe, really ease of mind, peace
mm-hmm,
of mind tracking, because my dog's run so many times, and I've spent so many $1,000s on surgeries of
mm,
her getting hit or getting lost or getting, and somehow we found her, but it was always a 2-week process. And if I could just see her on my phone all day, it didn't matter. And she ran
right.
from a dog walker. And she was a stray, and she's wonderful and sweet and all those things. And I love her. But, just knowing at all times throughout the year